La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. La la la. Whoa. Welcome everybody, welcome to the program. Today is February 2nd in the year 2023. How you doing? Mark Scott reporting. Morning everybody. Happy Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day. Phil is reporting. Phil the psychic groundhog has reported on, are we going to get 6 more weeks of winter or 6 less weeks of winter? Also, Chunk, the groundhog, one of my favorite groundhogs on YouTube, disagrees with Phil. They have a different opinion, so we're going to look at the two groundhog opinions. I want to talk about Al Sharpton today. Al Sharpton gets a round of applause on the White program. The White reporter that he has identified as White, the White reporter is reporting on the black reverend from New York City, reporting that he, in fact, at the Tyre Nichols funeral, he said that, "How dare you black cops kill a black man, a brother? How dare you," right? And you saw the blacks like, oh, they were like fucking, you know how blacks get revved up at a ceremony, right? And they agreed, right? That's a turn of events, right? That's a turn of events. Instead of blaming the white people for, well, they are blaming the white people. They're saying, we fought and died in Memphis, and you wouldn't have been a cop if it wasn't for us fighting before that, fighting the white man. And then you became just like the white man, stepping on the black man. So Al Sharpton, it's interesting to watch. Al Sharpton has gotten a lot of things wrong in the past. I remember that one situation where the young girl allegedly got raped and she made up the whole thing. But Al Sharpton, he's not going to miss a good opportunity to come aboard and talk about his issues, his black issues. You're black, I'm white. And look at that. We have in New Jersey, a councilwoman, a black Republican councilwoman, got whacked in front of her house. You heard? 30 years old, got shot and killed in her car right in front of her house. I forgot her name. When I get to it, I'll talk about it. And we have a rally. We have a Wall Street rally, finally. It looks like Chunk. Yes. Where's Chunk located, Cassaville, Camden? I'm not really sure. I'll show you the video and you'll see. It's a short. I watch his videos. Chunk the Groundhog, if you look it up on YouTube. He's there. And I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, but so this is my thumbnail today. The blacks are getting shamed, and Al Sharpton is doing the shaming. Thank you, Al Sharpton, for doing that. And it's the tragic event, right? Tyre Nichols. We all saw the video. It's horrible. A guy gets a young kid, right? He comes out of that. He's driving home. He's a FedEx worker. He's got a kid. And 4 strung out cops fucking yank him out of the car and kill him. And why? Would they have done it to a white person? Al Sharpton went on to say, well, if he was white, they might not have done that to him, which is, borderline ridiculous. But we'll look at Al Sharpton. We'll give him his moment there. And so my name is Marcus Conte. I got a website, and every morning we're live on YouTube. Oh, I want to announce something. I'm going to do a 90-day meditation challenge. 90-day meditation challenge, right? The details of that meditation challenge, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do live every Tuesday evening. We'll call it a Tuesday night Dharma gathering, 7 p.m. my time, Eastern time. And we'll open up the chat, and anybody who cares to come aboard and join me Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're still going to do, this show is not going to change every morning, 9 a.m., but we're going to add and see how it goes. I want to add a 7 p.m. Dharma gathering on YouTube. Yes. Global Sangha forming. And if you don't know what the hell that is or really care about it, just come aboard. And daily meditation practice can help everybody. Just like eating good food and doing some exercise can help everybody. So I'll talk more about that as we move along. So I have a website, and 9 a.m. every morning at 9 a.m. Forgot what I was talking about. All right, so let's look at here's Phil. Phil is the real amazing groundhog who every year calls it. It used to be where Phil would come out and see his shadow and either run in or run out. But they've advanced that theory to Phil picking one of two scrolls, and then they read the scroll of which one Phil picked. Right? Will there be 6 more weeks of winter, or are we already in spring? So let's look at the prophet Phil pick the direction of our weather. Let's go, Phil. So Phil has picked.
We have a scroll. We have a scroll.
Phil has picked a scroll. People are excited. What has Phil picked? He's like the pet groundhog, man. It's beautiful. What's up, Phil? What's up, Phil?
Hear ye, hear ye. Now on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed this President Dunkel to the proper scroll, which reads, I see the morning has brought the finest people.
Mm-hmm.
I see their bravery and spirit. The time has come, I can feel it, the excitement, I can hear it. I see the folks with gray in their hair, and I see the kids all young and scrawny. Their eyes and cheeks aglow from the cold, clean air of sweet Punxsutawney. I see that everyone knows their part, and I am merely the sage. But above all else, I see a shadow on my stage. And so, no matter how you measure, it's 6 more weeks of winter weather.
Oh, wow. 6 more weeks of winter weather. Uh-oh, Phil calls it. Phil has called it 6 more weeks of winter weather. Do you believe it? I don't know, man. Why are they cheering? Why are people cheering for more cold? More cold. I don't know. But here's Chunk, Mac Chunk, the groundhog. Mac Chunk is ready. Okay, we can't play that music. That's the problem. We can't play that music. So Chunk, give it to me. So Chunk, early spring. Chunk, the groundhog, in fact, says early spring. He's ready now. Happy Groundhog Day. Chunk gets quite a number of views. And Mac Chunk is ready to predict. Prediction is in early spring. So it looks like Chunk came out and stayed out. So you got mixed opinions amongst the magical groundhogs. Phil says extended, and Phil has a good track record, I understand. Phil says extended winter, but Chunk the groundhog is saying the opposite. So we have a little competition amongst the groundhogs. So look at this story. This is fascinating and very relevant of the times. Rather than re-elect people and lobby for their support in city council. You got people out there killing them. Right? Look at this. New Jersey councilwoman Anise Dwumfor, Nigerian origin, fatally shot outside her home in New Jersey. Oh, my God. New Jersey councilwoman was gunned down outside her home late Wednesday, crashing her car after being repeatedly shot while behind the wheel. Now, that's no random act of violence. That's a political hit. Somebody whacked the councilwoman, Republican and black. Republican black. Maybe they don't like that she's Republican. And, you know, you're black. You're supposed to be Democrat. You're a traitor. We're going to kill you. Antifa at work. 30 years old, Dwumfor, 30, was found dead in her white Nissan SUV after it crashed near the Camelot Laymore apartment complex in Sayreville, New Jersey. Sayreville, New Jersey, that's where Bon Jovi is from. It's Jersey Shore, very close to the ocean. Beautiful place, and she got gunned down. There's no other details. They haven't found the killer. Dwumfor, who also worked for a Nigerian-based church group, appeared to be the intended target. No obvious motive thus far. There's some video of the car being towed away, irrelevant. So I don't know. We'll follow this story. It's, you know, right out in the open. They're doing it. They're whacking. Councilwoman got whacked in front of her house. I guess you'd have to look into her background as to what she was up to. Maybe she was saying, "You dumb black, you stupid black people. You don't know how good you have it in America. I'm from Nigeria." Well, where's she from? Well, where was she from? Somewhere. Kenya. No, Kenya? I just said it and I forgot. She was on the church board of where? From church board of who? Blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, she's from some Nigeria. Some Nigerian country. Oh, man, it's almost Friday, man. It's Friday. My brain is like freezing up today. I don't know why. Lately, it's cold, you know. It's the weather. It's just fucking, I don't know, man. Stay in the house too long. Saw a great movie last night. I went to a library showing of a movie about the Velvet Underground. It was a lot of unreleased, unseen video footage of the Velvet Underground right at the beginning with, you know, with Lou Reed and such, and Andy Warhol. What an amazing time to have been alive. You know, the Velvet Underground, 1968, 69, while flower children were, you know, running around with flowers in their hair, Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground were dressed in black, laughing at it, playing this extremely wonderful, hypnotic rock and roll. And it was a good documentary. I enjoyed it. But anyway, so we're whacking our politicians now. That's what happens if you're black and you're not with us. So black, is it black on black violence? Who would kill a black Republican councilwoman? She's black, and who hates black Republicans? Blacks do. Radical blacks hate black. Is that too much of a stretch to say that? That the radicalized left will look at a black who supports a Republican like Trump, for example, as a traitor to their people. But let's listen to Al Sharpton. Let's give him his moment. He's got the full attention of the full congregation here down there in Tennessee for the Tyre Nichols funeral. Tyre Nichols was beat to death by 4 cops. And all the black leaders are coming together. They're having a big powwow, and let's listen to Al Sharpton. You know, do the black shame. He does it better than anybody else. Black shame. Go ahead.
To the Lorraine Hotel, and look at the spot that Dr. King died. This morning, I took my youngest daughter Ashley with me, and. In all of the ice, I told a story of how Dr. King had came to Memphis to fight for garbage workers, city employees
That's right.
that had no safety.
Tell him,
Two
brother.
had been killed with a malfunction. And here we are, Ashley, 55 years later, looking at the balcony where Martin Luther King shed his blood for city workers,
Right.
for black city workers, to be able to work in the police department, work in sanitation.
Right.
And the reason why, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, what happened to Tyre is so personal to me, is that 5 black men that wouldn't have had a job in the police department would not ever be thought of to be in an elite squad.
This is black shaming at its finest, man. He's doing it. He's doing it, and the blacks are loving it. They're saying he's not shaming the whites yet. He'll get to it.
In the city that Dr. King lost his life, not far away from that balcony, you beat a brother to death. There's nothing more insulting and offensive to those of us that fight to open doors, that you walk through those doors and act like the folks we had to fight for to get you through them doors.
Hey, man, that's what I agree with him. I think that's exactly what the congregation needs to hear. Right? You're acting like the savages that you tried to rid yourself of, right? The savage whites that were stringing you up in the South, whatever your problem was, right? And then you're given equality. You're given equality, and then you turn around, you act like the same goddamn scum that you were fighting against. It's a good point. It's a great point. I love him or hate him.
You didn't get on the police department by yourself. Police chief didn't get there by herself.
You know who got them there by Al? Let's give a little credit to the people that were running the show. There are some. Can you just bend the knee a little bit? That some of the reason you got what you got was because there were white people with not black skin, that also saw the problem of racism in America and tried to neutralize it. Right? Just a little credit. Just a little credit. But we're not going to see that. Just continue to black shame, and we'll move on.
People had to march and go to jail, and some lost their lives to open the doors.
And so did a lot
for you. And how dare you?
How dare you?
Act like that sacrifice was enough for nothing. You ain't in no New England state. You in Tennessee, where we had to fight for you. And you take that position and do what we saw, and then some of y'all got all this mess on social media. Let me tell you something. I don't know what you writing on social media. I know what I saw on the tape. And the tape speaks for itself. They never asked this man
He said X.
for his license. Never asked for the car registration. Snatched him out of the car and began.
This photograph of Tyre Nichols reveals something. He has a triangle, a black. You see, he has a black earring with a triangle in the center of the earring. That is a AA. Appears to be some sort of recovery triangle of I don't know what it means, but you see it in the AA coin. Right, you'll see it here. Right, this triangle. I don't know what it's worth, but you see this black triangle? It means something. It means unity, service, recovery. All right? And you see something. He has a triangle. He has that triangle. I'll say it twice. He has a triangle in his ear. That's interesting. It means that I don't know. He maybe he drank a lot in the past and stopped. But for him to be wearing a piece of jewelry like that is definitely an indication that he believes in it, or why would he be wearing it? So a little revelation. I don't think anybody's really noticed that. I like to study photographs and video like this, and it's as clear as day. That's what it is. It's he's got a recovery earring in his ear.
Beating him. Nobody mentioned nothing about no girlfriend. Nobody mentioned nothing about no man. They started beating an unarmed man.
He's knocking the skin off the ball, Al Sharpton. Blacks are loving it. Blacks are loving it.
In the city that they slayed the dreamer, what has happened to the dream? In the city where the dreamer laid down and shed his blood, you have the unmitigated gall to beat your brother, chase him down and beat him some more. Call for backup and they take 20 minutes. And you watch him and you are too busy talking among each other. No empathy, no concern. If you read the story of Joseph, when his brothers threw him in the pit, nobody came to help him. Like nobody came.
He identifies the problem, Al Sharpton does. We talked about it yesterday. In Africa, the black leaders would conquer the community next to them and take prisoners and then sell the prisoners, enslave them and or sell them. Very, very barbaric culture prior to, black culture landing in America, where they experienced, a large degree of barbarianism as well. But I think Al Sharpton puts his finger on the problem. You gotta, what about your community? You got, black hate. You would never see Hasidic Jews doing that to each other. You would never see 4 Hasidic Jews show up and beat a Hasidic Jew to death. No way, no way. It wouldn't happen. Rarely, 4 white cops beating up a white guy. It's profound. It's a profound phenomena that just happened, and I'm glad Al Sharpton is talking about it. Because if I talk about it, then I'm a racist. But if Al Sharpton talks about it and he has black skin, then it's okay.
To help Tyre. Waiting on ambulance service that didn't show up until it's too late. What will happen to his dream? Well, we'll just tell them something else happened, but we are going to throw him in a pit. But I come to Memphis today to tell you the same mistake Joseph's brothers made is a mistake you made. You thought you threw Joseph in a pit. You thought you threw Dr. King's dream in a pit. But every time you throw something in a pit, God takes the pit and raises it up and changes the whole world.
All right, Al. So what changed? What changed? Do blacks now see that black violence on blacks themselves is one of the biggest problems. Look at the crime rate. Look at the crime rate. Look at the murder rate amongst blacks. It's almost always black on black violence. Almost always. So stop blaming white people for your problem, right? Is that the cataclysmic change that Al Sharpton is talking about? Are blacks suddenly going to say, "Hey, man, we're fucking doing this to ourselves," or not?
Let me be clear. We understand that there are concerns about public safety. We understand that there's needs to deal with crime. Mm-hmm. But you don't fight crime by becoming criminals yourself.
That's right. Damn right. Thugs.
You don't stand up to thugs in the street, becoming thugs yourself. You don't fight gangs by becoming 5 armed men against an unarmed man. That ain't the police, that's punks.
Yep. Epic black shaming, boy. Epic by Al Sharpton. At least that's how I read it. And they're loving it. And they're loving it.
Man said, I didn't do nothing. You kept on going anyhow. Why do they go ahead? Because they feel that there is no accountability. They feel that we are going to get angry a day or two and then we're going on to something else. But some of us do this every day. Some of us believe in the dream has to come true. Some of us are going to fight until we make this legislation happen. I don't know when, I don't know how, but we won't stop until we hold you accountable and change the system.
Well, he's promoting the George Floyd fucking piece of legislation that's in Congress. What legislation? What legislation are you going to point to? Police brutality? Is it, or is this what he's saying is that the black cops had so much disregard for. They had disregard for Tyre Nichols because he was black. They're like, hey, fuck this guy. He's like, they're killing brothers anyway, so let's just have some fun. Essentially what he's saying, right? So I'm not a fan of the legislation. I didn't read it, the George Floyd and whatever legislation, but let's give him another minute. Preach, man.
Why do we want to see the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act passed?
George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Look it up, man. I don't know what. I don't know.
Because then you have to think twice. I
guess the legislation wants to tie police officers' hands behind their back. The police in America. I don't know where else you're watching, but in America, there needs to be police reform. It has to go back to stop killing people. It's militarized police where they come in and they act like it's the military, right? And you're the enemy. Right? That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that when things get out of hand in public, police can come in and kind of referee it. Right? A kid gets pulled over in his car for driving on a highway and you kill him. It's out of hand, right? The way police are policing needs to be reviewed. So anyway, that was 30 seconds.
You think twice before you shoot at someone unarmed. You think twice.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. If you want them to stop shooting at people, take away their gun. Why do cops need to have such clean access to a gun all the time, right? Maybe they don't need the gun.
For you chokehold Eric Garner. You think twice before you put your knee on Eric Garner's, on George Floyd's neck. Because if you don't have quality...
Now he's pulling all the punches. He's going to Eric Gardner, who got choked out in Staten Island, and George Floyd as well.
Qualified immunity. Your wife would be telling you...
Truth Lady says, Marcus, you're wrong. Am I wrong? What am I wrong? All I'm doing is calling out. Well, I think where I'm right, I'm often wrong, but I'm calling out Al Sharpton. It's rare that you hear a black reverend, black leader of a community call out fellow blacks. How dare you? He said. That's all. That's all I'm revealing. I think it's whether you agree with that. Well, that's the fact. That's not my assessment. That's what he said. Whether you agree with it as being something that could advance the ball to maybe help blacks understand that maybe take some responsibility for their actions. That's all I'm saying.
Before you leave home, behave yourself, because we could lose the house. We could.
So Al Sharpton, thank you very much, Al Sharpton. That was good, man. That's pretty good. So let's go. Ding, ding, ding. The market is open, and bang, we are way up. We're way up. Holy smokes! Nasdaq up 263 points. Oh man, I'm loving it. I have an interest in I have a position in Nasdaq that I've been getting crushed over the last few, over the last period of time. But look at it go, man. It looks like yesterday, Fed Chair Jerome Powell jacked up the interest rate 25 basis points, which is the lowest since they started it. It was 75 basis points for about 4 months. So the interest rate is now hovering, I think, about 4.5% to 5%. At some point during the pandemic, it was 0. So banks are now paying 5%, and they charge you more for that money. All right, that's an effort to rein in inflation. And Jerome Powell has said it's working for the first time. That's what's different about it. Jerome Powell is saying it's finally working. So Wall Street loves that, right? Wall Street loves to hear. That's music to their ears. But look at big tech. Tech is rallying right now. Apple is up 2.5%, up 3 points, $3.79. Amazon up 6. Google up 5.75. Microsoft up $28 a share, 18% bump. Excuse me, not Microsoft. Meta, formerly Facebook. I take that back. Microsoft is up $6 a share, or 2.5%. But Facebook, Meta, on blowout earnings, up 18.5%. That's big. That's driving the Nasdaq right now. Tesla up another 3.5%. You should have bought that shit when it was $100, man. That was predictable. What about Rivian? Rivian up another $1, another 5%. I gave you accumulate Rivian at 16. It's now $20.72. $4 ago. So big rally on Wall Street. Dow Jones is down right now. And the S&P is up slightly, up about a percentage point. But the big news right here is NASDAQ running 5% yesterday, up at this moment 2%. Overall, the whole NASDAQ up 2%. And that's before the earnings. Today and tomorrow, you're going to get I think today you get Apple, Amazon, and Google all reporting today. Facebook already went and they blew the earnings out. And Microsoft, I believe, missed, but no one seems to care about that. They broke even or whatever. So big day today, Thursday, before the close today. We're going to get earnings on Apple, Amazon, and Google. And Wall Street is loving it. Evidence is in the price. Evidence is in price. NASDAQ is up 2% right now. That's a huge jump. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for, Truth Lady says, fake stock market. You know, it's like once upon a time, you could view, and this is not criticism. I appreciate everybody's take. Everything is either real or fake. Everything is open to argument, and it's our perception of what is fake. Is the stock market fake? No, the stock market is real. The stock market really exists. Is it predicated on a Ponzi scheme of things go up because we say they go up? Well, yeah, that is the essence of capitalism. The whole system is predicated on a Ponzi scheme, right? Basically, it's worth what people are willing to pay. And when they're not willing to pay, it's not worth anything, and it goes down, like real estate or especially stocks. All right, why is Apple $150 a share? Because people believe that's what it's worth. Is that fake? No, it's real. That's a real phenomena. And you know, if you're looking for if you're saying it's fake because there's no intrinsic value in the stock, you know, per se, because it's nothing. It's just data. Oh yeah, you own something. You own a piece of nothing. Well, then everything is nothing. Right? Anything you can own is nothing, right? I own real estate. I own, the rights to something. Is that all fake as well? Everything is real and everything is fake as well. Stock markets are manipulated, says Me So Hungry. Damn right they're manipulated. Of course they are. Well, that shouldn't stop you from, making money in it. It's manipulated in a way that benefits who? Markets are manipulated to benefit the super wealthy and the banks. So the objective when investing and trying to make money in a situation like that is to not have an opinion of it. Yeah, it's fake. It's all fucking a scam and a ripoff. No. What are the banks doing? Are the banks buying? Then the market's going to go up. Are the banks selling? Well, then the market's going to go down. Right? What is the money? What does the money say? That's how you make it. That's how you make money on Wall Street. You try not to listen to your own, gut. Stock markets have gone up since the creation, all the way back to 1915, right? 1920s, right? When the Dow Jones was 50, right? and Nasdaq as well was created in the 1990s, right? All of these markets, if you look at the charts, are all up. S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones Industrial Average are all historically at enormous highs, showing no signs whatsoever of retreating. The economies are expanding. They're getting, this is the new economy. This is how global economy works. It's, predicated on the American experience of stock markets and Europe as well. But it always goes up, right? It comes down, it crashes, but then within a year, 2 years, 5 years, it turns around and it breaks out to new highs because new innovation, new companies form, new stuff. Right? That's the essence of a capitalist system. Yeah, it is a fiat currency. It is, if based on the dollar and all that stuff. But anyway, man. So that's all I got today. Thank you for joining me. Gotta hand it to Al Sharpton. I was impressed. I really was. I was impressed, and let's see how this Tyre Nichols thing pans out. I think the cops are going to get the chair. This is, well, not the chair because it wasn't premeditated murder, but I don't see how the cops in the Tyre Nichols situation squeak out of this one, right? The evidence, direct evidence is in the video of them beating him senselessly for no reason. So Al Sharpton is correct. Al Sharpton, gets kudos. he gets kudos there, man. So thank you all for joining me. Mark Scante reporting. Have a great day, everybody. Be kind to each other. Don't eat each other. And pencil me in for Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. We'll all come together and meditate. Meditate. Open chat. We'll do the video chat. Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. 7 p.m. Happy Groundhog Day, everybody. Ba-da-boom.